Hey guys, welcome to Night Owls. It is April 14th, and we're excited to be here. As you can see, we're at the Wolf's Lair, Sasha.
Yes.
So it's been a beautiful day here. I've done a lot of mowing, and if you guys are new to the show, this is different than my usual shows on Monday through Friday, Happy Homelands. We just talk over whatever is in our mind. So if you guys have questions, send them in. The more questions we get, the longer we do the show. We're kind of this is a show about nothing really. It's whatever's on our mind. So
Right.
kind of like that. That was always a promo for Seinfeld. So it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Sasha, people get still upset. They act like the show should be something different.
Well, you've told them. I don't know how many times you have to tell somebody.
Yeah, I know. It's like, no, it's not a really. You can ask political questions, we'll answer it, but we're just we talk movies, culture, whatever. So we have a good time. So this is just kind of our fun little show we do, and we appreciate if you guys want to ask questions, be a part of it. We do appreciate it. Keeps us going longer. We have power chats right here. I mean, and then we have Stream Elements. It's like a power chat, and YouTube has super chats, and Rumble has rants. And as always, join my gum road. We had a great session today, Sunday afternoon roundtable. It's a lot of fun. Join. It's only $5 a month. And I don't know. I've been in a good place lately, Sasha. I don't know about you. I just feel like in a good place about a lot of things in life.
Yeah, me too.
So there's a lot of negative things, but that's just the way it is. And if you're wondering, Sasha's reading a recipe book.
I'm not reading it. I'm just.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's a negative. It's just you Sasha always, and don't take this guy personally, but she's usually multitasks. Like even when we're with friends, you're like, what do you do? Cross stitch or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just her thing she does. So
I've always been kind of like that.
You what?
I said I've always kind of been like that. It's hard for me to sit still.
Yeah. So don't let it bother you or anything like that. So we had a busy week. We cleaned out part of her house, her dad's old house, and mowed the lawn.
No, I cleaned out.
Oh, and I went to a cave. Did we say that?
No, don't tell them where it's at.
Oh, okay. I won't do that. We went to a cave though, and that was kind of cool. I didn't go with Sasha. I went with Sasha's friend, and
well, it was funny too because. Well, everybody knows Brandon, because he's been on here before.
I don't see what difference does it make we say cave.
Because it's just
there's a lot of caves around there.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say anything.
It's Northwest Arkansas cave. Okay.
But it was funny. He went in there and he said like some young couple.
Yeah.
The guy asked if they wanted their picture taken or something, and he took the picture. And then the guy looked at like Paul and Brando, and he said, "You guys want your picture taken together?" And Brandon said, "No." They thought that you guys were gay.
I don't know. But yeah, that was funny.
That is funny.
So I always like caves. Sasha was busy working in the house, and we drove off and got into a cave. There's a lot of caves in this area, though.
Yeah,
a lot of limestone.
I figured you guys could work on the or go to the cave while I worked, and I got a lot of work done in one room anyway.
I kind of like this. It's not really speed walking. They just take you on tours and stuff. So it was.
I went to a cave once, and it was fun, but I don't know. I needed to get work done because I go to the movies too often on the weekends and do other things when I should be doing work to get done. So when I move in, I'll have everything ready to go.
Oh, and the other thing, we'll show you. I think I'll show you guys at the end of the show. I'll shut down YouTube early. Sasha actually, Scott James, if you're in here, we had a thing. In fact, I think you'll still do it, won't you? But if someone paid her $20, she did a karaoke. So he wanted a cover of a song. I think the name of the song was. We'll play it on here after.
Don't play me singing.
What?
No, don't play me sing. Just I don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I posted the link in there so people can hear it for themselves. But you have a good voice. You really do. Now, to be fair, this song name was "I Started Hating Cheating Song" by Moe Bandy. And Sasha has never really heard the song before. She listened to it a few times. I thought you did a nice cover.
I like the song.
Yeah.
Like after I was like, oh, this is like old school country.
Yeah.
Like back when country was good.
Well, you got kind of like a traditional female country voice too, I think.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. I know you're not a country fan, but you do have that voice. So That was pretty cool. So you could check that. I have it in the description. You could go check it out. And are you still up to doing that, Sasha, or no?
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
So if you guys have any other songs that you want her to sing, she will do that for, what's your price now?
Like $20.
$20. She'll cover any song you guys want. And she covered this country song. And to be fair, Sasha, that's not her genre. She's more of a rock type girl, but or pop. But she did the country, and I thought, especially the first, and there was some audio wasn't that great, but the first part I thought you did really well.
Yeah, I didn't know the song really. I had to listen to it.
I think we should just play it at the end a little bit.
No, I don't want to hear it.
You shouldn't be embarrassed. You're pretty good, but people are going to see it anyway. So
well, they can see it. I don't have to listen to it.
Okay.
Because I'm my own worst critic.
I know. It's kind of sometimes difficult to hear that. Oh, Dylan. Sasha sings a beautiful song about cheating, and then Rams explores a cave with another woman.
No, he didn't. He explored it with another man.
It was our friend. It wasn't a woman.
Yeah, it wasn't a woman.
So that's it.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess he heard your song, so he thought you did a good job.
Did he? He didn't say that. Oh, he said a beautiful song. I thought he meant the song was.
Well,
beautiful.
Maybe the song. Maybe he has.
It was a pretty song.
Yeah, I thought you did a nice job.
I'd never heard of it before, but I think I've heard of that guy before, Moe Bandy.
Have you?
It's probably something my dad would have liked. I think he would have liked that song.
Yeah.
Or my aunt. They were like into country music. I grew up in rock music, so that was kind of my go-to genre.
Rock music,
yeah. Some of the old country I like though.
I do too. I like Loretta Lynn.
I do too.
Coal
I like
Miner's
Dolly
Daughter.
Parton. Of course, everybody loves Dolly. And
yeah, guys.
I guess Mosca told me she's trying to get what's her name, Miley Cyrus, to play her in a movie about her.
Really?
She doesn't look anything like Dolly. No. And I guess she can sing, but she doesn't really sing like Dolly. But maybe she can change her voice, but she doesn't look anything like Dolly.
I'm surprised at least they didn't get a black woman to play her.
Yeah, I'm surprised. She might have some say in it because, Loretta Lynn had say in Coal Miner's Daughter. She picked Sissy Spacek to do.
Sissy did a nice job.
She
kind of
really
looked
nice
like
job.
her too.
Well, that's why she picked her. She
Right.
said that, like when they were going through like the portfolios of people, she's like, that looks just like me when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got her and she did an awesome job.
It's kind of interesting because at least when you're in your high school years, you grew up in an area that would be very strong country, rural Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was funny in Illinois. It was the opposite. It was all rock. Everyone liked rock music.
Yeah, and
or
you
rap.
never really cared for country back then.
No, I hated it.
Yeah,
I hated the country.
Yeah. Sasha wanted to be in the city, a city girl.
I grew up kind of in the city, so it's hard to go from one thing to
another.
Well,
in Rockford, I mean, but then you went to the country.
Right, like real country, not like Fayetteville.
No, we're talking out in the sticks. So, yeah, that can be a change. But what I'm saying, you do kind of have the natural country voice, I think. So I liked it. So maybe I'm biased. So that could be it. And so, guys, if you have like a song you want Sasha to sing, feel free to send that in. So she'll do that.
Yes, I'll make a fool of myself.
For $20, she'll make a fool.
For money, I will.
But actually, you don't make a fool. You're pretty good.
It's just good practice.
It is. Sasha likes to sing karaoke. When we went to Las Vegas, not last time, but the 2 times ago, you sang karaoke.
Yeah.
In front of a lot of people.
I wanted to do it last time, but what was the reason I didn't? Because we were tired, I think. It was like the day we got there, they did karaoke, and we were kind of worn out. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to walk down there. Because they do it at Excalibur on Thursdays and Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
And we were walking through there on Thanksgiving. And the guy was like, karaoke, remember? And I was like, ooh, and we sat down. And at first there weren't as many people, but man, it like filled up.
It filled up, and a lot of Sasha did well. There's a lot of people that sang really well, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were really good singers. And then there was some, it's funny because they had a couple of rap songs. And the best rap singer was this white dude.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Then they had a black guy get up to karaoke as a rap song.
And he was
horrible.
He was. Then the black girl
he kept the only thing he did that was, I guess, legit. He kept grabbing his dick. I don't know if you noticed that, but that was it. And
most of the women were pretty good singers.
He kind of mumbled. He couldn't sing it. Yeah.
They were. I thought most of the women that sang were pretty good.
Well, there were some you could tell that real singers that did that. They weren't just, drunk and go up there. So
right. Well, I wasn't drunk either, but
no, you don't drink, but you sang really, I thought, well. So you did a lot of courage to get up in front of people like that. So that's a good trait to have.
Well, I've done it a couple times, but it's still kind of scary. I did it at work once years ago when I worked at the university.
Mhm.
I sang Devo because my friend was like, "Oh, if they have Devo, will you sing?" And I didn't think they would, and I was like, "Sure," and they actually did, and so I had to get up and sing "Whip It."
Let's see here. Here, you want to read this for me? I can't see it.
Yes, it's from KC Vought. I can't see that hardly. 1956. Thank you. Great show. I was wondering what happened to the guy in Canada that might have killed his wife. Do you have any updates?
Oh, JF.
Yeah, no.
He's got
he
a new
said-
girlfriend.
He does. Well, they had a thing a couple weeks ago on Kino Casino. I saw a clip and they said something about, I guess he got interviewed by the police again or something, but they haven't arrested him or anything. I guess it's hard when you can't find a body to arrest someone.
Yeah, and just to be fair, just for legal disclaimers, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But all we know, he had a girlfriend, Mama JF, that was on the show a few times. She was kind of slower.
Yeah.
And then she left previously but returned, and it was funny. The first time he left, he was doing like, "Oh, okay, Mama JF, you leave. I'm going to do a contest, who can date me."
Uh-huh.
But this last time, after she disappeared, he did a deep cleaning of everything.
Yeah.
and I guess the police kept questioning him about this too, because it's really weird. No one's seen her since.
Yeah.
And then the policewoman asked her, "Well, what will you do if Mama JF shows back up?" And I always got the impression from the very beginning he knew Mama JF was not going to show
Well, he
up.
doesn't seem to care about her.
No.
I've never heard him say anything where he seemed like he was like sad about it.
Mhm.
Oh, Dylan gave $20. Thank you. And he said, "Here's $20. Sing whatever you like. Not now. Just make it good." Ooh, I will. I'll sing "Remedy" by the Black Crows.
All right. So
That's a good song.
Look for by next
Or "Love
week.
Song" by Tesla's a good song. I like to do those on karaoke. I like to do Rick Springfield, "Love Is All Right." I'll probably do that even too. But...
All right. So Dylan, we'll have a song out for you. And if anyone else wants a song, you want to make us a request, just feel free to do so. And I can't sing at all, but Sasha.
Yeah, it's funny to hear Paul sing. He's really off key and everything.
I am.
He played an instrument in school, though.
Yeah.
What did you play in school? The trombone, right?
Trombone, yes.
That takes talent to be able to play an instrument, though.
Well, Sasha's learning the piano, so she's pretty good at that too.
Well, I'm just learning.
Well, you're taking lessons, but you played that march. It sounded like the
Yeah, no, I
King's
played
Entrance or
the
something.
King's
That
Row.
sounded really good. So.
Yeah, that's a fun song to play.
Yeah.
I can't play anything super complicated yet.
Yeah.
I want to they have a David Bowie book that's got like 40 of his songs, and I want to go through because I still have to kind of write the notes down because I can kind of sight read for the treble clef, but the bass clef I still forget where some of the notes are.
You know, some musicians never learned to read music. I was watching this old clip they were interviewing in the 70s, George Harrison, and he says he doesn't know how to read music.
Well, my teacher told me a lot of it is you don't have to necessarily know where all the notes are when you're playing. Mm-hmm. You just have to know, like, look at the steps and go up like a one step or two. You know what I mean? Just kind of count. Because she said she even kind of does that because you don't have time to remember, like, oh, there's B, there's an A. You know what I mean? So if you're over here and you're on A and then you go up like a step, you know, you're like, oh, it's B. And just do it like that without thinking about it. But
Z blogs in. Z-Man, he's the one blog I read every day, at least Monday through Friday when he does it. And it's good to see him. And he said Quebec's O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, it is.
JF is going to find the real killer. He's going to be looking out for whoever did that. We don't know though. Maybe she'll turn up. I doubt it though, but we will see.
Yeah.
So she's officially a missing person, and it's you know what's troubling, Sasha? That I talked a little bit on my show, and it got on. I don't know, whatever we call the right. I don't like to even use the term right wing because who knows what that is. But the whole people on the right that were sympathetic with OJ killing his wife.
Why? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, a lot of these guys that don't really like women, it's just like, good, that type of thing.
Do they have moms or sisters or aunts or grandmas or?
It's really bizarre how.
What the hell?
And Jim Godin and I talked about it, and I'm hardly a feminist. I did all my videos making fun of feminists, but there has become a very anti-woman,
When I get it, I mean, I would say 80% of people in my life that have caused me distress have been female also.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't hate women. Like, well, I am one, but I mean, I think it's stupid like that Pearl Davis pretends like she hates women. It's like, bitch, you're a grifter. Like, we all know it. Like, you found a niche and you can say the things these guys want to hear.
So you don't think Pearl really believes what she says?
No. Why isn't she married? Why is she on the internet? Like, everything, it's like, oh, it's not cool for you women to do all the things I do. But she does it. Like, somebody asked her if she basically said she thought it was okay for men to cheat on women. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was like that. And somebody asked her, well, would you think it's okay if your husband cheated on you? And she was just like, well, no, I wouldn't want him to cheat on me. And it's like, okay, but it's okay for other women. I mean, she just has like a double standard for herself. Like, it's okay for her to do stuff because I'm one of you guys, right? But I'm really a woman. So I don't really even understand why these guys listen to anything she says.
There's a real desire, and you see this a little bit even with racial politics, to get someone on the other side to agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because she's a woman, there's a lot of guys that you get a lot out of that. So that is the thing. So
yeah, no, I know. Well, it's kind of like how Republicans do that if black people are like,
right, the base
it's the
black
same
person.
thing, or gay people, because it's kind of like
it gives you validation.
It does.
Yeah. And yeah, you just check the stream. Oh,
yeah, I wasn't sure where the
I think this is now 4:14.
There we go.
Yeah, this is Tony. Thank you, Tony. You want to read it?
Oh, yeah, because the Rumble rants don't show up on here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Tony. 1994 had the O.J. Simpson murders, but also the Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan drama. Something in the water that year, but where were you when you heard about the figure skater bat attack heard around the world?
I'll let Sasha answer that. But we happened to see when I was with Sasha, she said, check out this story. It's really good. It's called I, Tonya.
Yes.
And I would highly recommend that. That is a really cool, it was a movie, right?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's about Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. And really, Tonya Harding, I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for her because she grew up, no offense, but trailer trash.
Yeah, she grew up poor.
And she was, most ice skaters, they're from pretty upper class or wealthy families.
Mm-hmm.
And she grew up really poor. And her mother was just really...
well, she had to make her dresses and stuff. And they said that was a thing too. With like the ice skaters, like you said, most of them have money so they can afford all the fancy dresses and trainers and all this stuff. And like her coach took her on because she thought she had potential. And I don't remember exactly like how they paid for it, but she just really had a passion for it. And she's really good at it too. So I'm like you, I kind of felt bad for her too, but I don't know if she knew. Because in the movie, they made it kind of seem like her husband and his friend were just like dipshits, which they were, but that she was kind of oblivious to everything going on. It's like maybe she wasn't, maybe she didn't know, but maybe she thought they were full of shit and they weren't really going to do it. Because that one guy talked all tough. Remember?
He was so funny. He acted like he was a ex-Navy SEAL or special.
He still lived with his mom. And
and then they said, I forget his name, but they're, no, Gary, you're not that. They interviewed him, and it was. And
that was pretty much just like how it happened too. They showed old interviews with that guy because he was like bragging about it. That's how he got caught.
Well, one of the things that Z-Man's in the chat, and one of the things G-Man talked about earlier that I think applies to this. The class in America is where I thought, there's no classes in America like Britain, but there really is. And it's just not money. I grew up middle class or upper middle class, and there's a bubble around there that's everyone you kind of deal with, kind of has that vibe.
Right.
But if you go into, let's say, a more rural, wide area, I think when you say Sasha, is a really different vibe, right? And Tonya Harding grew up in there. So some of those characters that Tonya Harding surrounded herself with, you actually see there are people like that in real life.
There are. I've known crazy people. I mean, yeah, I grew up like probably like called working class. Like my family were like did like maintenance and roofing and stuff like that. Yeah,
it was a
Sean Eckhart, that was the guy's name. KMX is in the chat, said. Yes, the fat guy. Yeah, he was the one bragging and everything, but... Yeah, but I felt kind of bad, though, too. When that happened, I was, I guess, at my dad's, and I didn't really know anything about it. And then Mosca got into it too, and we were best friends at the time. And I remember when the Olympics came on, he was rooting for Tonya Harding, and I was rooting for Nancy Kerrigan, but neither one of them won. Oksana Bayul won. She was like 16 years old. I think she was an orphan. You remember that? And she fucked up. She didn't. She messed up her skating. So Nancy Kerrigan actually skated better than her, but they gave her the gold anyway, which I thought was kind of messed up.
Well, you're probably still in high school when this happened.
I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of what got me into ice skating, like watching ice skating, because we were all into it that year. And then they made like a TV movie with Heather Langenkamp, and she looked a lot like Nancy Kerrigan, the girl from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, Nancy Kerrigan, she kind of blew it too because she was at some Disney parade. I remember afterwards, and she was all upset that she was saying so stupid. You remember that?
Yeah, dude. She came off as kind of bitchy, and according to that movie, if it's true, she said Tonya Harding used to be friends with Nancy Kerrigan, or they used to party together. Remember? But I don't know if that's true or they just said that for the movie.
And wasn't that she couldn't even afford ice time, so she just had to go to public arenas to train?
Yeah, it was funny. She went to the mall in Portland, Oregon. There's like a mall that had an ice skating rink. And my friends, I've been to Portland a couple of times. I had friends that lived there. They took me to that mall, so we had to see where she skated. But and that would be kind of hard too. You're trying to train. I can't even imagine. It's kind of like trying to learn how to play piano. I get kind of nervous when I have to play even in front of my teacher. And I can't even imagine if you're trying to get in the Olympics and you're trying to, get your routine down and everything and have all those people stare at you, because that's the way they made it sound. Well, like you're skating with all these people around you. It's not like where all the rich girls got to go in their privacy and with their coach. She's having to do this and mess up and fall in front of all these people. And that's got to be kind of tough.
And that's where I get the social class difference, is because they were more from most skaters, upper middle class. She literally was, I think, in a trailer, and she was, and she just she didn't, because a lot of the skaters, they got higher points because they were considered to have more of the graceful style or whatever. And at least the movie, I don't know if it's true, there was a bias of the judges against her because of her background.
They were, I think.
She was kind of harsh. If you ever, I don't mind it, but people that grow up in like a working class white area versus upper middle class, there's a different vibe of there's a different how they talk, and a lot of the girls are not as, they're a little bit more, what do I want to say, crude, or just more, I don't know, crude, but just more outspoken or something. And that's the way Tonya Harding was.
Yeah.
And in fact, she got in fights. She did.
Get into, her and her husband beat the hell out of each other.
But then she attacked some other women too in fights and stuff.
I don't know about that. She actually got into boxing.
Yeah, she would get into fights and stuff. So she wasn't this you typically think of ice skaters, these dainty princesses and everything. And she was coming from a working class white background, kind of poor, and she would, she had that that edge to her that some people really hated. But was she the first to do a triple axel for a female?
She was.
And so she was good at that. She was a strong skater.
Yeah, and her mom was crazy too. Like they had when she was right before one of the things she skated for, her mom had paid some guy to start hollering and calling her names and stuff. Remember that? Yeah. And she got all upset and went up to him. And then like later it showed the mom like paying him, because the whole thing was like, if she was upset, she skated better than if she wasn't upset. Yeah. So her mom would do everything she could to piss her off. So she'd go out there and skate really well. So she like screwed with her head. Remember that?
Well, her mom was kind of abusive, it looked like. She would do, she would do so well. And her mom would just say, well, you're not still doing good enough. You know, it was just, it was like
this messed up way to like get her to skate well.
She never had the love of her mom. But,
Well, I think she did love her, but it was just a twisted, she wanted her to do well. And if that meant like messing with her mind, she didn't seem to care that Tonya had feelings.
Well, I go ahead and say it. If you look up Vicky Bollinger is my cousin. She's, probably shouldn't have said it. She's alive. I'm not in contact with her, but she was, if you look it up, that in the late 60s, I think 1968 or 1969 trampoline champion of the world.
That's cool.
And it was kind of a bigger sport back then, but I knew her father, was my uncle, and her name was Vicky, and she got the price you have to pay to do that. You kind of lose your childhood.
You never get
And
any
her
time.
father was one of those always wanted a son. So he had 3 daughters. So he had Vicky. And from the time she was like 5 years old, constant training and no let up whatsoever.
Yeah, that's how they are.
And so right when you get off school, you go practice. And I think she ended up, I think it was positive. She enjoyed it, but she ended up kind of in a way hating it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And she invented some flip at the first time it's ever been
Really?
done. So she named it Felix. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, yeah, Terry Bollinger and not Terry, Vicky Bollinger. And yeah, so that was interesting. So I kind of got a glimpse into that lifestyle because I remember in the 70s or late 60s going into her bedroom in Springfield, and that was a hippie area, and they're older than me. They were already teenagers at that time. And they had those beads. You remember that?
Yeah, I used to have some of those.
To go into the door.
Yeah,
beads,
I had one of those at one of my apartments.
And they had it all just like hippie out.
We should get some of those here.
Oh gosh.
That'd be cool. You could get some to go from like the living room to the hallway.
Yeah.
We could get some of those beads. We should.
Well, you already got this place with a lot of personality, that's for sure. So
yeah. Oh, and it's funny. Did you tell him how Button was scared of the horse?
Yeah, I got a fake horse in here from her dad's, and it's a nice statue. I'll show it to you. I'm putting when I clear some stuff out, I'll put behind me. And the dog thought it was real, so that was kind of fun.
Got scared of it. A statue.
Yeah.
Our big great protector.
Yeah, she's a ninny dog for sure. And what else is happening? Oh, before I actually did this, did the show. I it's almost embarrassing to talk about this, but I happened to see an article on the internet because I get in my MSNBC and the browser site, and they have all this stupid, stuff about the news and the culture. And then they said the Golden Bachelor, he got divorced after just 3 months of marriage. And I'm like, what is this? So I got sucked down that rabbit hole. And to make a long story short, well, it's not a long story. I decided to watch it to see what it's like. And it's just it's a cringy train wreck. I can't quit not watching. So we watched the whole series. It's like the Bachelor show, but it's for like old people.
Right.
And so he's like 72, but he did look good for his age.
He did.
And then he got
a pass for like 50.
Yeah. Really. Then they got a bunch of old women. All the women in the world, you have to be over 60. And to be fair, they didn't get just the normal old broads. They were all pretty good looking for their age. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were still moving somewhat and so on.
Yeah.
So they had him on. So we watched this series. But at the end, he ended up getting married, I guess. And the marriage lasted 3 months. It's also fake.
It was.
So hopefully we'll make more than 3 months. Pretty soon this week could be 1 month.
It's so cringy. The guy was crying.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about because his name's Gary. And I knew that I said, this guy probably has like weird shit in his browsing history because he comes across, anyone talks like this. He had that, what I told Sasha, like a real therapy voice. He would just say something like, Sasha, it's just so good to meet you because I really felt that you have opened my heart to possibilities of you being here with me. And I just wanted to thank you how you brought some light into my life. I mean, who talks that way? That's not like homo, It's like, what the hell? I mean, I don't know anyone that talks that way. I hate that talk.
Drew Barrymore does that on her show too. She talks to
everybody it's like the therapy talk. I'm like, you're such a liar, fake. And but all the girls, I guess, on the show fell for it. But, these shows are all kind of fake anyway. Right. But he was so creepy. And I don't know. It turns out his background, he did lie about some stuff because supposedly he's a widower. His wife died. No, I haven't been with a woman since. But then that was debunked. They found out. And then, then after his wife died, he ended up with a woman that he didn't talk about on the show because they're acting like this was the first time he's getting back in the dating scene. But he lived with a woman that was 14 years younger than him. And I don't know. I think that's pretty creepy. So,
Yeah, because I'm not 16 years younger than you.
So, well, whatever. I guess I don't mind. But it's what you think of the show?
It's Bitcoin.
They're all. Oh, by the way, he's always crying. I've never known a guy to cry so much.
Too. Everyone's crying.
They just all cry. They get together. And you hear the background music. They're just like, oh, geez.
And they all talk about their dead husbands and his dead wife.
And then they
It's
cry.
like, that's all old people get together.
I've never seen a bigger pussy as a guy, man. I'm like, I told Sasha, I'm like, is he secretly gay? I mean, I've never seen a guy
He
that's
has all those
supposedly.
kids though.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. I get it. You know, if someone in your family dies or your dog dies, that's the time to cry. But this guy's crying every 10 minutes.
Yeah, he is.
It's just really uncomfortable.
I just couldn't pick between you.
I know. I have to pick that. And who's going to get the final rose? Oh, I just don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm like, get over it. This is, jeez. I don't know what's with. I don't understand these guys. I don't see. If I was a woman, I couldn't stand being with one of them. Could you imagine being the guy who's always crying every 5 minutes?
No.
But it's supposed to be. He always such a sensitive man. He's just so. And it turns out, I think he's all fake. You know.
Yeah, he is.
Probably his body's in his basement.
Probably.
So it just he has that look like he's just acting like, oh shucks, I'm just so naive. And
Oh, it was funny. Z-Man in here said that the OJ died on, or was it that? No, yeah, OJ died on JF's birthday.
I saw
Oh,
that. Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I thought that was funny.
So definitely the police are after JF or investigating him, but maybe he didn't do anything. We don't know. We're just talking about it.
Yeah.
And I know JF got real mad at me because I spoke on. I know. And I didn't say he did it. I'm just saying it is suspicious.
It is. Well, the way he
Where
acted
your
about it
wife
was
just
suspicious.
disappears, you don't bother to tell anyone about it for months until someone brings it up.
Right.
And then you're like, oh yeah, by the way, my wife has disappeared. If you should see her, which isn't going to happen, let the police know.
Then he told that woman on the interview, or not, maybe not her. There was somebody, he'd said something about her being like a 007,
Yes.
James Bond character, and it's like, have you ever seen her?
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just like, I don't think so.
And then right after she disappeared, he went into this whole deep clean.
We're not
thing.
talking about Gone Girl here.
I know,
Like,
he
it's
did.
not like
I
somebody.
did
that's
get rid of
actually
the
smart.
DNA evidence. It was just like so cringe.
I just read that book or listened to the audiobook. It's so good. Because I'd seen the movie before, but man, the book was so much better.
But I will be the first. If she shows up good, safe and sound, I'll be, wow, I'm shocked. So it could happen. I hope she's alive and she returns. But Sasha, I'm not. I'm very skeptical she's alive.
Even in that book, the girl came back before like in a couple months.
Yeah.
She's been gone almost a year.
Yeah.
It's been 10 months? I think June is when she went missing.
Yeah. That is. I always love how JF says, I'm going to impregnate women. And
yeah.
Who needs to be inseminated by JF? Papa JF?
Oh, he offered to inseminate Pearl.
Oh, gross.
I don't know if you saw that. That was a while ago.
Did she take him up on it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So,
She might have got excited. I doubt she gets many offers like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. She's all the women kind of pick on her though, so for a reason.
Yeah.
So
what is this? It's weird. There's like these chats, but these are like old.
No,
right?
those are older super chats, Sasha. That's not we didn't get any super chats for tonight. We just got rants.
Oh, okay. That's
if
what
we got
is.
a new one, would be there. So if you wanted to see the
okay.
if you go to stream elements, you'll see any super chats we get.
Okay, that's we got something earlier though because we read it.
But that was on the rants, I think, wasn't it?
No, you got something from Tony.
That was the power chat.
Oh,
power chat we got from Tony.
Okay.
What you were looking at is it automatically picks up stream elements and super chats because it has a feed to it. Then we have rants. So just so you know.
Okay.
You're looking for another $20 to another song.
No. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm gonna have fun. I like that I get to sing anything I want this time.
Oh, we really went out because we were just all I don't know. We just kind of splurged on for various reasons. I don't know if we should tell people this, but we just went crazy and we went to. Do you want to tell them where we ate dinner?
Olive Garden.
We went to the Olive Garden. I know. We're putting on airs. We're fancy and we don't want you to think you were better than all of you, but yeah, we did go to the Olive Garden.
It was good. Honestly, I hadn't been to Olive Garden in like probably 10 years or something.
It's good. It's good. It's one of those things. I know certain people, I won't say their names, are really pretentious and Olive Garden. But
My sister's like that.
I
I wouldn't go there because I don't care if I'll say because she's a bitch anyway.
Yeah.
She would be the type, but it'd be the same food at some hole in the wall, and it'd be like, oh, it's the best food ever.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. They did that on Penn and Teller. If you guys ever watched Bullshit, they did that years ago. It was really good.
I like bullshit.
I did too. They just show all the bullshit items and by the paranormal and all that. But they also did it about water, this fancy water you get at restaurants.
Mhm.
What they did, they literally took tap water or water out of the hose and they brought it in the fancy restaurant. They put it in a bottle. And people just said they loved it better than the fancy.
Well, that was on the Golden Girls.
But
That's
is
probably
true.
where they got
Yeah.
the idea. Because remember, like Sophia came in and she's like,
Mhm.
"Here, try some of this water."
Yeah.
And they'll take a sip of water, and she goes, "What do you think?
Mm.
Is it good?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's good." And she goes, "Would you buy this water?" And they're like, "Yeah, I would." They're like, "Yeah." And then she goes, "Great, we're rich. It comes from the hose out back."
So I had the
So-
lasagna at Olive Garden. I thought it was good, but I guarantee you, certain people, I'm not going to name, if you put it in front of them and they knew it was in the Olive Garden, they go, "Oh, this is just so bland and just so corporate." Oh, just can't stand it." But if you took them to this exotic hole in the wall place, let's say in San Francisco,
Right.
and you have some big backstory, the same lasagna, they'd be like, "Oh, I've never tasted anything. This is just genius," you know. It was
Whoa, we got another $20 from Dylan's awesome. He said, "Sing another song, but Rams decides the song. 100% authority. You must obey, submit to his will for $20."
all right.
Pick something cool for me to sing.
I'm gonna make no. He wants me to make you submit to my authority.
I'll sing. Just don't make me sing the Eagles
or the
Fleetwood
Beatles.
Mac. I'll sing the Beatles.
Oh,
If you pick something good, like what's a good? You know what song I like by the Beatles, but it's a song everybody probably hates.
What?
Paperback Writer. That's like a catchy song.
That is a catchy song.
I'm trying to think, what are some other Beatles songs? Oh, I was listening to the cover of "Baby, You Can Drive My Car." Wasn't that like Paul McCartney or somebody that sang
Maybe
that?
I'll
Or was that the Beatles? I don't know the Beatles that well. I know some of their songs.
yeah.
Who sang that, Paul?
What?
"Baby, You Can Drive My Car."
Yeah, that's the Beatles.
It is the Beatles. I
Yeah.
like that song too because it's from that movie License to Drive.
Sasha and I have our differences and opinions on movies and music, and the things that get Sasha to like seethe and
Oh, it doesn't like get me to see.
is Fleetwood Mac. You don't
No,
like,
I don't see that. I just think they play them way too much on the radio.
and for a while she didn't like the Beatles, but she's coming around.
I don't dislike them. I just think they're
Or and the
overrated.
Eagles, and I have strong counter signal on that. I love the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, some of their songs are okay. They just play them all the time. I swear to God, every time we're in the car together, they play at least 3 Eagles songs. You know what I mean? Like in an hour, it seems like every other station is playing the Eagles.
I have to give Sasha that she's introduced me to music I didn't even know because I'm older than her, so I didn't listen to
like
it.
what?
But 9 Inch Nails,
But you don't like any of that stuff, really.
No, but you like it.
Yeah, but it's not like I turned you on to some music. It's like, oh, I heard music.
No,
I've never heard
it was
before.
that.
But I didn't like it. So it's just like,
It's okay. And then a lot of those bands you would say that I didn't really know. What else band have you were into?
lots of bands. I don't know. I just brought an Alice in Chains record over here that I haven't even got to listen to yet. I should put that on after we do Night Owls.
Is that the band Alice Cooper's in?
No, shut up. You know Alice Cooper is Alice Cooper.
Does he bite heads off bats, or is that Ozzy?
That was Ozzy.
He bit a bat's head off?
Yeah, I think and a dove also.
Oh, that's sad.
He said he thought it was fake or something because he was all drunk. I don't
Yeah.
know. He had to get rabies shots.
And-
Somebody said they didn't like License to Drive as much as an adult. I still think it's funny. I don't know. I haven't seen Who's Harry Crumb in forever. I used to like that movie too with John Candy. You probably never seen it.
Well, we also, it's weird. A lot of movies we intersect on, we like, and others we really differ on.
I tried to show Paul Wayne's World last night, but he fell asleep before we even got very far in it at all.
Well, I go to bed earlier than Sasha. I just fall asleep. Sasha always thought, "Oh, you're just such an old boomer." Well, you don't call me a boomer, but I go to sleep. Now, you guys, is this wrong? This is just the way it is because I'm a country folk now. I get up when the sun gets up. I get up at 7 a.m. The sun's or a little earlier. and I go to bed. Is this early? Sasha thinks going to bed at 11 p.m. is early. To me, that's not early. But Sasha, oh, you go to bed so early. I'm like 11.
I'm a night person. I've always been. Even when I was a kid, I liked to be up at night. So my dad was a night person. So I think.
Well, that's the name of the show, Night Owls. And by the way, I'm pissed because we had the name of our show, Night Owls, and then they used that in that movie.
The Devil, A Late Night with the Devil.
I swear
that was
they
the name
took
of their
it
show
from
was
us.
Night Owls.
They almost use the same damn logo.
Good movie, by the way. Peeps, if you go see it, it's pretty good.
What is?
Late Night with the Devil.
It's a good movie. We both that's an example of a movie Sasha and I both saw and we really liked.
Well, we both like Gone with the Wind.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Dylan, he's on the Gum Road. He actually is a big Gone with the Wind fan.
That's awesome.
Memorabilia, and it's a good.
Does he have any of the dolls? I have like the dolls.
He had like a little figurine of Scarlett O'Hara.
That's cool.
And she was you always talk about strong, empowered women, and that's just a new thing. But she was really a strong woman.
Well, she went through a lot.
Yeah, but she wasn't a weak woman, and even though she was feminine and pretty,
right?
And there's complexity. She wasn't all good.
No.
And as Sasha was saying, we were just talking in the car because we talked about a lot of things because we talk to each other not just on Night Owls, but it's kind of weird, but we do. And she was bringing up how because of the woke, they can't write interesting female characters anymore.
Well, they don't.
Because women have to be perfect. They can't have any flaws. And so that you can't have a good villain. And we were talking about, she read Gone Girl. And I saw that movie. That was a good movie. And that character, she's kind of a mean person.
She was. Well, the woman that wrote all these like female villains, because I think that's why she said something about they don't really write good female villains anymore.
No, they all have to be they're bland, what they call Mary Sue characters.
Right.
Meaning they don't have any personality, they're just perfect, It's like that Rey in Star Wars, it can have no flaws.
People always said that about Emily Elizabeth and Clifford too, but I always thought she was cute. I thought, well, she's like a little girl though.
Yeah,
so
well, that's
she's supposed
different.
To be kind of sweet, like but adult characters, that's been probably my thing. Like, I love Harry Potter, but like everybody's favorite character, I swear to God, I've asked like a billion people who their favorite characters, and only 2 people have not said Hermione. And I think that's my beef with her in some ways, is she's almost too perfect too. Like, you read the books, she's the perfect friend. She's perfect at school. She's nice to everyone. And I mean, I like her too, but it just seems like Harry and Ron have flaws. All the other characters do, and she's kind of like the one that's perfect.
And because I'm older, I never got into Harry Potter until just recently when we were in that car trip. We had a book on tape, and I listened to the first book, most of it. And so
I told him you should read the rest of them. They get better and better.
Yeah.
The third one's that's when they really get good. I mean, they're all good, but I liked, probably if I had to pick my favorite, I like 6, 5, 3, 7, and 4.
And it's weird she's a liberal, but she's been so tacked because of the whole transgender.
I know. I saw something recently, something popped up that she got into it, I guess, with the actors that played Harry and Hermione about trans rights or something. Yeah. I didn't read the article, but I was like, uh-oh, they're mad at her again.
And all she did, she's not even that political. She's just saying men and women are different. You can't.
Right, because they are.
And it's just really crazy what happens. Oh, by the way, we went to a bookstore here. I mean, we shouldn't say what bookstore. And there's this big fat dude that works there, but he pretends he's a girl.
Yeah, and he has a lady name.
And he's got my pronouns are, and he has a voice like my deep. Yeah. It's just like, dude, you're not, you ain't doing it. He's got some boobs, but I don't know if it's because of estrogen, because just sometimes fat guys get boobs.
I think he's just got fat guy boobs.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do these chats real quick.
Yeah, let's get caught up.
Holy Ghost, thank you. Rams should hear Johnny Cash's 9 Inch Nails cover of Hurt. It's really good.
Oh, I've heard that. It's a good cover.
Yeah, it is. I almost think it's maybe better than 9 Inch Nails version. Because I don't know, it's just really good. K-Max, thank you. Any movies? Are you still doing the cowbells and all that? We haven't been doing that. You should have rang that thing like a whole bunch of times tonight.
Oh, yeah, I kind of got away from that.
So you're not doing the cowbell anymore?
Well, we could do the cowbell. People want the cowbell. Some people complain because they just don't like the cowbell.
All right, you should get a poll going, Paul. Do those polls. They show up on YouTube.
Yeah, do we want the cowbell?
Do you want the cowbell back?
Well, just so you guys know, I've kind of developed a new. I don't know if it's a new attitude, but it's going to sound arrogant. But I do videos I like, and I talk about stuff I like, and that's how I started my videos in 2008. I literally just drank and started to do videos, you know.
Right.
And I got too much. That's how come someone in the Gumroad said I liked your last week on the Ramsey Paul show. They're just a little more funny and kind of fun shows.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Right.
I'm not here to be a deep thinking pundit, you know.
Right.
And sometimes people get mad at me because I talk about politics, but I'm not like a politician. I don't want to be one. I'm not a leader. I'm not trying to start a group or movement.
Right.
Remember that one guy we met kept wanting me to get in a group?
Yeah.
I think he was a Fed. I really do. And I'm like, no, I don't start group. That's not what I am.
You just want to talk about the news in your own way.
Oh, that girl, I guess, that got mad at me that had the skull face mask on.
Oh, she got mad at you?
Yeah.
That girl you talked to about her on your show?
Yeah.
I didn't know who the hell she was.
Yeah.
I'd never even seen
She says I'm anti-white and against the movement or something like that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, so, like, okay, if you want to fall for that honey trap, go for it. Honey pot, that's what they call it, right?
Right. Okay, K-Max says, any movies, hold on. Any movies in theaters you two might see this year?
Yes.
Oh, good Lord, a whole bunch. How about the new Civil War movie just out? Being Hollywood, I'm sure left wing equals good, right wing equals bad.
You know, they talked about this on my Gumroad today. And if you're not part of my Gumroad, join up. It's only $5. And by the way, you don't have to just do Gumroad. You can get the same stuff on Group App, subscribe to me on Twitter, Substack. So you have a lot of options.
Right.
And but someone in my Gumroad on the round table, he saw the new Civil War 2 movies in the theaters. And initially, I wasn't going to see it because I thought, okay, it's going to be some woke bullshit that the revolutionaries or whatever, the resisting the government are dumb, stupid hicks, you know. And then you have the black female scientist, trans woman save the day. And he said, no, it's not really politically correct. And it's got a lot of people upset, even liberals. And he said it's a really good movie. So I am going to check it out. Initially, Sasha didn't know if she was going to go, but you're going to go now?
Yeah, I want to see it now.
Sasha
I looked it up and it looks good because I want to see Abigail too about the vampire ballerina. That's getting good reviews also. It has the chick from Lisa Frankenstein in it.
We saw a preview about this big spider thing. And Sasha and I got an argument because I said a spider can't be that big.
But I said it's a movie, though.
But it can't be that big because they don't have a skeleton structure.
Yes, but it's a movie.
So you can't have a giant spider.
Well,
it's just not realistic.
Well, most of those movies aren't realistic, Paul. Dolls don't come to life either. And
they do.
That always talk about that Annabelle or whatever.
I think it's called Spiders. I wrote down these movies that we saw a couple of weeks ago. One was about tarot cards.
Oh yeah, these are horror movies because we went to see Late Night with the Devil, so we
which
saw
is excellent. Check
all
that
the
out.
trailers were horror movies, and I kind of want to see all of them because I just like horror movies.
Michael D, he's on our Gumroad. He always sends you Scream magazine.
Oh,
he
love
loves
Scream
horror
magazine.
movies too.
Yeah, me too.
So there's the one about tarot cards, one about the giant spider, and I mansplained to everyone. You can't have a giant spider; it just collapses on itself. There's one about Sasquatch, the Bigfoot family.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too. That's a comedy. It looks like though.
Oh, is it? It's not. So. It's not a real.
But did you ever see Harry and the Hendersons? I was talking to a person at work about that. I forgot all about Harry and the Hendersons until I found a novelization at my dad's that I had of the movie. Did you ever see it, Paul?
No.
It's about a Sasquatch.
I might have.
We should watch it. I saw it in the theater when I was a kid, and I loved it when I was a kid.
Is it based on a true story or?
No, but I guess they have something that was filmed. Some part of the movie, my friend said she saw it when they went on a trip, but I can't remember what it was. Something to do with Harry and the Hendersons, but yeah, the ballerina vampire Abigail that comes out Friday. So next weekend.
Well, before we leave the Sasquatch, do you believe in Bigfoot?
No,
I don't either. Oh,
you want me to go back to that?
Yeah, because we have another more list there.
Okay.
And then there's a hotel one.
I don't remember the preview for that one.
I don't remember that either. Oh, well, I do. You kind of do. It's in the woods, and she gets a job in a little motel.
Oh yeah, that looked pretty good.
That did look kind of good. Violent Nature. I forget what was that about.
I forgot that one too.
And then Arcadian. I don't know what that. I forget what that was.
That's about. The one with I think that's out now too. It has what's his face in it.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes, and it's like him and his sons, and I don't know if it's a zombie movie or I think it's out now. But yeah, I'm gonna go see South Park the movie in theaters. They're doing a sing along, so they're gonna have the words at the bottom, and everyone's gonna be singing. And I'm gonna do that. And what else am I gonna go see? Oh, me and Brandon are gonna go see all the Miyazaki movies we can. They're having those in theaters. Paul doesn't like cartoons, so he's not going.
Mm-mm.
Spirited Away is the first one that's coming out, and then there's going to be like Ponyo and My Neighbor Totoro and
Now, was
Paco.
he? Is that anime technically?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really good. Should open your mind, Paul. Go with us and see them. I know what happened. We'd go, the movie would be over, and you're like, yeah, that was good. And then like an hour later, you're like, that was okay. You know, like he doesn't like.
Then
it
I'll
at all.
complain about it on Night Owls, and then they'll say,
Yeah.
"You said you liked it." Yeah. So
I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming out this summer. Just the Miyazaki movies and Never Ending Story. I'm gonna go see that.
mhm.
And what were some of the other old movies? Blazing Saddles.
You know, I
was
wish.
one.
Yeah, I like Taking Blazing Saddles. That's funny. I would like. I wish they brought to the big screen again Doctor Zhivago. That'd
They
be cool.
might. What year did it come out? Because they always do
Like
it on
60,
anniversary.
I don't remember, 4
Well, then this would have been the year that
or maybe later. I don't know when you could. The Google machine has it, but I think in the 60s it came out.
it did come out in the 60s. But usually, what they do is it's like an anniversary.
Oh, okay.
Like this year, most of the movies, like South Park movies, 25 years?
Oh, another one I'd like to see, uncut, the director's cut, Apocalypse Now. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that came out in 79, I believe, the year I was born. So that would
I
be
really
this would
enjoyed
be
that
the
one.
year for that to come out too, if it was
Yeah.
going to. That might be too much of a downer for people who want to go see in the theaters, or people can't sit through that. I don't know. I'm surprised Gone with the Wind had as many people in it because people don't have attention spans.
Right.
But you notice most of the people were kind of like, I would say, my age or older
Mm-hmm.
that went to see Gone with the Wind. Oh yeah, I might. The Beetlejuice movie, at first I was really kind of against it, but then I saw that they're getting most of the people from the first one back. And I don't know, Michael Keaton's in it. And if it looks good, I might have to go see it because I do like Michael Keaton. I watched Pacific Heights the other night and Paul fell asleep before that was even on half an hour. And I stayed up and watched it. And then last night he was like, well, we can watch that again and just go back to where I fell asleep. And I'm like, I watched the movie. And he's like, I don't
what
know,
happens? It's like
again.
midnight. I'm in bed. The TV's on, and I log out after a while. So that does happen.
But
is this a new one? I saw the D20 there, or is that an old one?
that's an old one, I think. Yeah, that's old.
Oh yeah. So you got 2 songs this week, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I thought that was good.
But yeah, when does that Beetlejuice movie come out? Around Halloween? I haven't even watched a trailer for it yet. I need to.
So that was the yeah. So we were watching the Golden Bachelor, that old guy and those old broads that he was trying to date.
Yeah, Paul's into that. I said, you want to watch more Married with Children? And it's like, no, let's watch this because I've been watching Married with Children.
Well, the guy's Jerry. He's a very sensitive man that's always crying.
Yes.
I would just, I would have a trouble because like a woman wrote us some cringe poem and he was like tears in his eyes. I'd be laughing. I really would.
It was funny. I had a friend in high school, or this girl. I had a couple friends in high school and we were all hanging out and have like a slumber party. And she wrote really bad poetry. This one girl did that I wasn't as good of friends with. My other friend didn't like her. And she said, you want to read my poem? And she goes, no. And she was just like real straight to the point, just a total bitch to this girl. But I was kind of grateful she said that because no one really wanted to hear the poem.
Well, you had guys in the high school, you told me, I hope I'm not revealing too much, that wrote you love poetry, didn't they?
Well, no, I had some that wrote poetry, that just wrote poetry.
To you?
No. Well, yeah, I guess, but that was different. I thought you were talking about, I had one friend that used to write just this really like emo, like depressing, like shit. He ended up going to prison from what I understand for a little while.
Really?
Yeah, for drugs, for meth.
Yeah.
But I don't talk to him anymore, but every day he'd write these bad poems and he'd make us all read them. Like not just me, but it was like we were all tortured with reading his bad poetry. Because it was all the same, like darkness in my heart, that type of
Yeah, I've never been that way. I just like to have fun. I could never be that way, like writing a cringe poem to a girl. To me, it always go
I
into
think it's kind of
parody.
sweet though.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sweet though, so I'd always end up with a parody. Sasha could tell you I'm not, but it's like I don't know. I guess God bless those guys that can do that. I've always liked to have fun with girls,
Yeah.
not to be all this
Well, you
deep.
can write poems and
Well, I'd rather go out and just have fun and laugh with a girl than write a poem and get all cringy and be like Gary crying. That's just because he'd be like, I'll try to channel my inner Gary here, and he just had that therapy voice. Sasha, I just wanted to say that poem meant so much to me. I feel like layers of like an onion being unpeeled, but your barriers are coming down and we're really connecting. And thank you for sharing that with me. It was really beautiful and it will always be in my heart. I can't do that, man. I can't do that. I'd be laughing and joking. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Girls, have you in the audience? I'm supposed to say guy audience, but have you ever had a guy like that? My God, that'd just be creepy, I would think. Do you ever have a guy like that?
Start crying?
Well, just like Gary, just real sensitive.
Not really. Well, Mosca, he's kind of sensitive.
But he's gay.
Yeah.
So that's.
He got all teared up when we went to see that Dinesh D'Souza movie. I shouldn't tell people that.
Did you say he stood up when we played the national anthem?
All the old people in the room did too. It was like me and Mosca, and at the time we were 37 when it came out, and then everyone else was probably over 70, like in the theater, and then he started getting all like teared up. But he said it was because of the national anthem, but it was kind of funny.
Did the people stand up in the theater too?
They did. They did. The old people did.
Coming in their motorized scooters. These colors don't run. Yeah.
But you gotta love those people, though.
Nice.
They're like the heart of America.
They are. I'm not. I just have an evil, cynical streak. I like to laugh about shit, and I don't know. See, that's why I couldn't actually ever be. I could never lead something serious because I always go and make fun of it and stuff. So.
Yeah. It is funny.
So, I don't know. I can't even imagine crying anymore. I just don't even relate to those guys. I just don't get it.
Oh, crying about women? Or just
I mean, just about like the show, it's just like you're going to the show and the whole premise is you get rid of these women one after another.
Right.
Like, get out of here, bitch.
And then they're all disappointed that he's like making out with some other woman. It's like, well, I know. So it's like, why are you surprised?
I know.
Bret Michaels was sucking face with all those hoes.
That was a more fun show because they didn't all get all weird about it. But all these, I can't believe I didn't get a rose for the rose ceremony. And they cried and he cries. And that'd be like, hey, get the exit left, bitch. The next one's in. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, but that's because I don't really have a heart. I guess that's the problem.
Yeah. Someone said you should be an actor.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of do, right? That's kind of my show here.
Yeah.
So,
but like an actor, I would love to do that. I wish that my friend always said that. She goes, well, you could go to like go to a neighborhood playhouse or theater community, but it's like the problem with those, they're always at night. And I've always worked nights, so I've never got to go be in like a local theater group or anything.
Well, we got 1265 on now, so this figuring you're going to get a little play.
Yeah, but it's different though because you don't get to play a character where you go in and read the lines and really get into the character.
We did that, and a lot of people liked it, and I couldn't get Sasha to do it anymore.
Ruby and Wool.
Ruby and Wool.
Well, one of them's dead now, so it's like you can't do it anymore.
We could do a tribute.
No. And that's not really acting. I'm talking about acting like where you get a play, you memorize the words, you memorize the lines, you go over it, you wear costume, and you really get into it. Like in high school when you're in drama. Yeah. That's what I want.
So would you ever been on one of those reality shows where you have to wait for a rose?
No. Maybe Bret Michaels' reality show. Yeah. It depended on if I was single at the time. If I was single at the time, and
you have to be single.
Yeah, I was single, and I was like 28 when those came out, so I would have been the age for that. Like they would have been like, yeah, You just have to come on here and try to get Bret Michaels to go out with you. I would do it.
Yeah.
Or like I would have done it, but like Flava Flav show, hell no. That Bachelor show, hell no.
Well, see,
like it would have to be something like a rock star I like or something. Like if John Bon Jovi was single.
Well,
and he had a show,
well, if
I
this
would've
series
done it.
continues, by the time you hit 60, I'd probably be dead. You can go on the Golden Bachelor.
No way.
Maybe you could get another Gary type of crying.
And then I could be like, my deceased husband, he would laugh at you.
Well, they were all talking about their dead spouses.
They were
and stuff.
constantly.
I mean, I think that type of love is better for young people, to be honest, because you don't talk about bullshit like that.
Well, that's why you need to have hobbies and things in your life
Yeah.
besides either your kids or your ex-dead spouses.
Mhm.
Because they talk about their kids a lot too, and it's like, do you do anything? Do you read books or
Mhm.
watch movies, or you have
Mhm.
a life other than that? Oh, you just got one. Make sure we don't have any more. Okay. Base 04. Thank you. Movies night, the original Caddyshack. I don't think I've actually ever seen Caddyshack.
I've never seen it all.
We should see it because
yeah.
that's back when Chevy Chase was funny.
Yeah.
Because I do like Chevy Chase, like old Chevy Chase.
And you know what movie I did? Just so you guys know, don't believe I'm a total heartless bastard, which I kind of am. But I did like Groundhog Day. That was a sweet movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
A long time ago. I don't really remember it.
I thought it was cute. I like Andy McDowell. I kind of had a thing for her.
I like
she was
her
cute
too.
back in the day.
She still looks pretty good.
Yeah, she was cute.
She was in St. Elmo's Fire, and she was in Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Remember we watched that with James Spader when he still looked good?
Even when I was younger, I kind of had a thing more for cute girls and beautiful women. And she was cute.
Yeah, I don't know. She was a model, though.
She was pretty.
She's like tall and thin, and I don't know. I would say she's more than cute when she was young.
Oh, yeah, maybe
Look
so.
her up when she was young.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe so. I liked her, though. I thought she was cute. I like Bill Murray. I know you don't like him, but I like his sarcastic humor. So
I just don't like him. He seems like he's kind of a dick, too.
Well, probably, but most actors are.
Can I have a drink of your Coke?
It's empty.
Oh, it's empty?
Yeah, sorry, but I'll give you one after. If you give me 75 cents.
No, I just want a drink of something, and I'm out of water.
We'll go get one. Come back.
All right.
So Sasha's taking a break to get a drink. So I got water in there. Oh, you just knocked out our thing here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, guys. Sasha did a boomer move and hit the camera things. You knocked us off. This is a professional production.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Sorry doesn't fix this thing.
Please, you have boomer moments all the time.
Well, yeah, but I have more of a use than you do.
Oh, yeah, and what's that?
I'm older than you, so yeah. I'm lucky I'm alive. What the hell? Every day's a bonus, so that's what I like. So you got your water? All right.
Yep.
Yeah. You like the water here?
Not really. I don't know. I think it's getting better.
Yeah, it's from the city. I almost said the city, but yeah.
It always tastes kind of like grassy or something.
Oh, that makes it good. Yes.
Does it?
It makes it like earthy water. Okay, what were we talking about? We were talking about those TV shows, reality shows. In all those Bachelors, I didn't watch them all. I didn't watch any really, but there's only been one that had a marriage that lasted the whole.
Yeah, and you said they got together in 2003, right?
Yeah, and mostly they're pretty fake.
Yeah,
like the guy that cries all the time, the Golden Bachelor, and that old lady he married. They got married. They got divorced 3 months.
I wonder if it's because the guy that married, not the Golden Bachelor, but the guy that's been married 20 years with that lady or 21 years. I wonder if that's because he just kind of took advantage. He's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to be on this show and I'm single. And why not try to get a woman if I can? Because I'm sure there's a lot of guys or girls that they'd be happy to be in that situation.
Well, the one that worked, interestingly enough, wasn't The Bachelor, it was The Bachelorette. It was the first season of my understanding, I'm not an expert on this. She was this kind of, beforehand they did the idea that if you see The Bachelor, there's like some hunky, handsome, rich guy. You have all these women competing for him. They did that a couple of years, and they said, "Hey, why don't we reverse it?" So they said, some hot babe and all these hunky guys trying to get her attention. She does the reverse. And so the first season of that, she picked this guy, and they got married, and it worked out, I guess.
Really?
You know,
So they only did one season of that?
no, they did a lot of bachelorettes, but there's
only
only
one lasted.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the one that lasted. It wasn't The Bachelor, it was The Bachelorette.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But it's the same brand. You know, they
Right.
control it
Right.
all. So like these old geezers that are still doing it.
Yeah.
That's why I told Sasha this was a big hit. And I knew the show would be a hit. It makes sense because you have a lot of it plays with fantasy with a lot of these old women that, you know, that they could still be hot in the future and have these hot guys because they're not representative of mostly old people.
Right. We were joking about we ought to have my friend's mom who's basically like couch bound because she's so obese, like some people like that.
I think that'd be realistic. That'd be great. Or you know,
can you imagine? Oh, sorry.
If they reverse this and have the Bachelorette, the Golden Bachelorette, Madonna, she could be on it because she's 66 years old.
No, is she that old?
Yes, 66.
Wow, holy shit!
I know.
How is Madonna 6? She'll be 66. She's not
will
yet.
Be. No, I know.
Wow, I was thinking she was 64. Mm-hmm. So that means Nikki Sixx is going to be 66 this year too.
Who's that?
He's the bass player from Motley Crue.
Oh, was that like who's the guy that dated Pamela Anderson?
That's Tommy Lee. He's a little bit younger.
Was he in the same band as him?
Yeah, he was the drummer.
Were they friends?
Well, I mean, kind of. I don't know that those guys fight all the time. I don't know. They're like girls. They fight all the time. Yeah. I don't know who's getting along with whom now. They used to be friends.
Is Tommy Lee still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. They're all still alive, surprisingly.
He's got to be an old man.
You'd think that if any band was going to lose band members, Nicky died. He overdosed, and they brought him back. Mm-hmm. And he said he passed out, and he still had a needle in his arm and everything.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was a bad junkie back in the day, but he cleaned up, I guess. That's crazy to think those guys are that old now. It makes me feel old. When I was in high school, they're all like in their 30s. And
yeah, I know.
I'm older now.
Well, I remember as a kid thinking, what are these rock bands going to do? Because they were old, like the Rolling Stones when I was young. I'm like, what are they going to do when they're in the 60s or the 70s? They're going to continue? They can't possibly continue. And it turns out they did.
Well, they like the fame and the money, and they got fans, so why not?
But isn't the Rolling Stones, some of them actually pushing 80s?
They are in their 80s, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Mick Jagger was born in like 1940. Look it up. Or 42. He's born in the 40s. He has to be. I mean, you think the 60s is when Rolling Stones came out.
Yeah.
Look it up. I want to know if I'm
Mick
right.
Jagger age. Yeah. I bet the Google machine knows.
I'm pretty sure he was like around my aunt's age.
He's probably got a girlfriend that's like 24. He's 80.
He's older or 80. Yeah.
So he could be.
He's older than my father would have been if he was still alive.
Who is his current girlfriend? Girl, show to the audience here. I think it's disgusting how all these old men get young women. It's just disgusting.
Oh,
well, that's what I did.
Gross. What are they gonna have in common, though? No, we're like 16 years apart.
What
he's how many years? She's probably younger than me. What are you going to have in common with
I can see two things in common he finds.
Money and looks. He likes her looks. She likes his money.
Right. That's a pretty, that's a low cut blouse, isn't it? Dress?
That's pretty low cut.
Yeah.
So how old is she? I want to know. I'm guessing she's like 28 or 29, right? She's a former ballerina.
Oh, she is pretty.
She met him in Japan.
Oh, wow. Oh, they share one child. He's had like so many illegitimate children.
Yes.
It's hard to figure. I don't know if it says her age. I guess we could look it up. So she is, what is her name? Assuming this, well, this is a
Melanie
2023. We'll look this up. Melanie Hamrick. She doesn't look 80 though.
Well, she's not. I'm guessing she's in her early 30s, late 20s.
36.
Wow.
Wow. She's
So
already hit the
43,
wall and he's
50,
going out with her still.
73, 83, 84, 85, 86, 43 years age difference. Like,
We're getting Peter Broomlow there for you.
I just don't, I mean, it's fine if people want to do that. I mean, we're apart in age too, but when you get so far apart in age, it's kind of like, what do you talk to people about? I find that even with millennials, sometimes they don't remember the 80s that much. And so it's like when I was a kid, they don't have any recollection of it.
Right.
So like with me and you, we both remember the 80s and the 90s.
We both remember
pre-internet.
payphones. And,
pre-internet. Like there's young people that don't remember any of that stuff. It's like
phone
we lived in
books,
another world.
using maps in
Phone
a car
cards.
to actually get
maps.
places.
Yeah.
I remember stopping at gas stations to get in a map. They used to give out maps free. And no, you didn't have
Writing
GPS.
letters.
What?
Writing letters instead of email.
Yes.
Like so many things are different.
Very much so.
And
having to talk to people in real life.
Yeah. Well, everything's self-checkout now.
Mm-hmm.
You can go the whole day without speaking to anybody if you don't want to, really.
I usually don't. So I'm kind of a hermit by nature.
Oh, Lita Ford is 65. Yeah.
Who is?
Lita Ford. She dated Nikki Sixx, the guy that you were asking me about. I wonder if that's what brought her up.
Oh, well, she's too old for him. So.
Lita's cool. I always like Lita. She was in the Runaways. Remember the band The Runaways with Sherry Curry and Joan Jett?
Oh, yeah.
They sang that song, Cherry Bomb. You don't remember that song?
I think you told me that. Sherry Bomb.
Yeah. And then now Sherry Curry does like chainsaw art. It's pretty cool. I saw some of the art she did. That's like real skill where they make carved stuff out of chainsaws and pieces of wood.
It could be. No, that could
They've
be.
done that
I was just thinking of that modern art. There was this one modern art where the guy shot paint out of his butt.
Yeah, that's not. This is way more talented
than shooting paint out of your butt. I'm not trolling you. That really was.
Okay, you got one. Let's see. We did that one. Okay, so we're on this one. Ryan LeClaire. Thank you. Thanks for all that you guys do. This show kept me in good spirits when I was dealing with some rough stuff for the past few months. All the best. Oh, well, thank you.
I'm glad we can help you. We like to have fun, and I hope you guys get fun.
Because it's easy to get bogged down with bad stuff. And then I had a bad year last year. I lost my dad, and then Paul just lost his dad too. And it's been a rough couple of years for everyone. So you just have to keep moving on.
There's been a lot of good things.
Yeah, and look, do things you enjoy to try to take your mind off how bad everything is. Yeah, Nikki Sixx is his stage name. His real name's like Brian Ferrero or something like that, or Freno. Something like, or Frank Ferrano or something.
Did you say that the lead singer of 9 Inch Nails died?
I never told you that.
Oh, who died?
Recently someone died?
No, you said someone died of one of those bands. I forget which one.
A lot of those bands have died. Like members of those bands have died. Like which one?
You told me. I forget.
Like recently?
No, but you said because we were listening to him.
Oh, I told you, I don't know. Peter Steele from Typo Negative's dead.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, Typo Negative.
Yeah, it was sad when he died.
Yeah, I didn't know that band either. So they're different than 9 Inch Nails, right?
Yeah, they're a lot different.
Which band do you prefer?
Probably Typo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are they still around?
No, the singer died.
Well, to get a new one.
But they can't replicate his voice.
Oh, really?
He had that really cool deep voice. He sang like this kind of.
Oh, kind of like
a vampire or something.
Death Clock. That's what I saw.
No, they had like a lot of really melodic, beautiful music.
Oh, really?
It wasn't all metal. Like they did metal too, but they did. He was like, if you look at his and people he's inspired by, the guy listened to Duran Duran. He listened to all kinds of music. He's kind of like me. I don't just listen to one kind of music. I listen to a lot of rock, but I listen to all kinds of rock.
Do you like metal?
Not that really, really hard metal. I like Megadeth, Metallica, and Korn, but they're not, I don't know, they're not like that really dark, heavy shit.
You don't like that?
Not really. I like to be able to kind of sing along and hear what they understand to some degree what they're saying, and a lot of that stuff I can't even make out what they're saying.
The biggest metal band I think I like was Steve Winwood. He's probably the biggest.
You and that stupid Steve Winwood joke.
He wasn't metal.
No, he wasn't. You know, he wasn't.
I just think he was underrated artist.
Paul. Never change.
I just torment Sasha. That's my thing.
It is.
No poems for me, just torment.
Nope.
All right, let's see here.
Hmm.
I kind of yawned, so maybe we should wrap up.
Yeah, you can go watch something before you pass
Yeah,
out.
thank you,
You'll be
Dylan,
asleep in
for
like 30 minutes.
your. I'll think of something. Sasha will have to obey me. Obey me, whatever I come up with.
Come up with something cool.
I'll just do what I like. I'll think of something. I actually have the song I think I'm gonna have you sing. It's the Beatles song.
Which one?
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
That's kind of a boring song.
Do you think so?
Kind of. It's just like Lucy in the sky with diamonds. I don't know. That's not my favorite song, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I like Help too. Help! I need somebody. Help! I almost like their poppier shit from like earlier Beatles.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, you got to listen to the White Album," and I listened. I was like, "It's okay." I don't know. Maybe I just missed the boat. You're supposed to get on there at a certain time to get into the Beatles, and it passed me by. And when I was in my early 20s, everyone kept trying to get me to listen to them.
Yeah.
But somehow I ended up liking the Bee Gees. So how the hell did that happen?
Bee Gees.
Yeah, I became like a big Bee Gees fan.
Well, we
And
were
a lot
in
of
Vegas
people
and
think
we
that's
saw
cringe.
the Australian Bee
And they
Gees,
rocked. And it was
which are a
awesome.
cover for the Bee Gees. And I had an idea, but Sasha thought it was stupid.
Oh, God.
I thought we should get together a cover band of the Australian Bee Gees.
Oh, God.
Why not?
And if you told them that, like I can imagine, because they had like a meet and greet. We didn't meet
Yes.
them though.
And I thought it'd be cool if someone did a cover band of the cover band. Or would that be too made up?
But they would be covering them because they would still be
No,
covering
is
the
there,
original
guys,
Bee
I don't
Gees.
know, are there cover bands of cover bands? That's a fair question.
Because wouldn't they just be a cover band of the original band?
Oh, because I'm going to cover the Bee Gees. I'll cover the Australian Bee
But
Gees.
all their songs are Bee Gees songs, and they sound just like the Bee Gees. That's their whole thing.
But they're not the Bee Gees, so you cover the cover
Dear
band.
God. You could probably have a normie that didn't know anything about the Bee Gees. You could take them to that show, and they would fool somebody that didn't know anything about the Bee Gees, I bet. If you sat them in the back and they couldn't see that close. But of course, now two of the guys are dead, so never mind. If they were alive, you could have done that.
Yeah.
But now people know, like, oh, wait, the twins are dead, and it's just Barry Gibb now. And I don't think he plays anymore, because I want to say I read somewhere that he got, like, arthritis, or he had something where he couldn't play. That's why he doesn't do anything anymore. Because, he wrote a lot of good songs, too. He wrote the Grease theme song. And he wrote Islands in the Stream with Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, which is an awesome song.
A lot of these writers, like Prince, wrote some songs like Nothing Compares to You. Was a Prince
song. I know. And he wrote Manic Monday by the Bangles.
Oh, that's right. You told me. Yeah. So he wrote songs he didn't sing.
I Feel For You, that Shaka Khan sang. That was a Prince song.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
and, what's the Cyndi Lauper one he did? When You Were Mine. That was a Prince song also.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. I think she did it better. Prince had a thing. I love Prince, but a lot of times other people covered his shit better than him. It's almost like he knew. Like, he wrote the song, from what I understand, for the Bangles, Manic Monday, and it's like they did a good job. It's like he knew what they would do. And Sinead O'Connor, it's like she did such a great job on Nothing Compares to You.
She just died last year, right?
Yeah.
I thought fairly recent.
Well, did they say? They never really said what happened. We assumed it was suicide. Is the way I took it, but they never really said that. She wasn't that old. She was only like, what, 57 or 58?
I don't know. She didn't look very good, though, that's for sure.
No, she used to be really pretty, too. People don't know that. She had hair, and I don't know. Even when she was bald, she was still pretty, though. It's
shocking sometimes really good-looking women end up looking so bad. Like one girl that was always a babe that we saw in Married with Children. Not that I thought she was a babe, but that Christine Applegate.
Well, I mean, she was pretty.
She was pretty.
She doesn't look. I mean, it's because she has MS, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, she doesn't look as bad as some people because she's gained weight, and I think it's probably because of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's only like 52, I think. She's not super old.
She's too old to date Mick Jagger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a Well, no, I don't think like Mick Jagger dates a 36-year-old ballerina because what they have in common. It's just because he's
No.
young and hot.
Yeah, probably.
And she dates him because he's famous and rich.
Right.
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 So you just have to kind of upset,
Right.
I don't know. As long as you both understand that. In some cases, when people don't understand, they get hurt. Like, remember Scott Adams had that meltdown because he married that Instagram ethot. And then
why didn't he have somebody sit him down and tell him, like, hey, like, she's probably not really into you. I mean, she was traveling around leaving him at home.
yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Going to having guys take photos of her in bikinis and stuff. Where was he? He should have at least been there with her. It seems like it's not like
he was in the cut corner.
Does he still do Dilbert, or is that retired? Does he still do those? I don't know.
He got a lot
He's
of
old enough
Dilberts
to have
got
retired.
What he said? Oh yeah, because he got in trouble with something he said about blacks, like if they really hate us this much, maybe we shouldn't be around them.
Oh yeah, he had to go on an apology tour.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. They canceled his comics or whatever.
Because that's what I mean. If he's retired, it seems like he could have gone with the Instagram.
Well, he's extremely rich.
Yeah, go with the Instagram hoe on her photo shoots and travel around. If I had his money, that's what I would be doing. Yeah. I would not be on Twitter.
I'd be if I had that, if I had his money, Olive Garden every night. I would splurge to get it.
Yeah, how about something different than Olive Garden every night?
But their lasagna is so good. But I'm just saying that as an example, if you want to live high on the hog, and if I went to like McDonald's, Biggie size it, I would.
Man, if I had like Scott Adams money, I would live like they did in the 80s, like teen movies and stuff, or like Dallas, or I guess they probably didn't have as much money as like Dallas or Dynasty, but they had those great parties, and you could still afford some great parties though.
Well, that's the thing. He has this huge mansion at the time, and that's why he blocked me, because he was having his mental breakdown. I didn't know about his wife at that time. She was probably cheating on him, but he was having his mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And all I said to him is like, dude, you're worth $75 million. Step away from Twitter. And because he's getting mad at all these people on Twitter trolling him, because like boomer. He's getting mad.
Why were they trolling him? Was it about the?
I don't know. He's easily to troll because he thinks he's a master persuader or something like that, and they were trolling him about that. And I said, "Boot, you have like $75 million. Just take your private jet down to Cancun and get a couple of margaritas and enjoy life, right?"
Yeah, but that pissed him off.
Yeah, it did piss him off because he knew it was right. That's what happened.
Yeah, because most people don't have that kind of money. Most people are never going to be in that situation.
I wish I had money even like Steven Crowder. Then I could have a production team and we could show each other our penis. And it's totally not gay. Didn't they supposedly do stuff like that?
Yeah, supposedly.
He's the one that always liked to dress up like a woman for acts.
And he got really into it.
You got to worry about people that always like to dress up like a woman.
Yeah. Well, and he sues everybody too. And it's like, I think I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know why he has as much money as he does. It's kind of sad that the right wing like gives that guy all that money.
I always saw him as kind of a grifter. I don't think he's a real right winger, is he?
I don't know.
I don't really watch. I have to be honest, even though I'm YouTube, I don't watch a lot of these people.
Yeah, I know. You've never watched Crowder.
I've never been a big Crowder fan. Not because I hate him.
I liked it when Red Bar would cover Crowder. It was really funny when he would go over Crowder's skits and
make fun of him.
Yeah, so that was always hilarious.
Yeah. So a lot of these people I don't know, like Tim Pool, but all I know is they have staffs and everything. I thought it'd be cool to have a staff that could sexually harass someone. They could be big. What didn't that happen with Elijah Schaefer with that Sydney Watson?
I don't think it was Sydney. It was like somebody else that worked for the Blaze. But she left. I think they all knew he was like a creeper. Like all the people working there knew.
Allegedly, we don't know that. He could be the good guy.
He had several people come out. I think the guy was trash.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Elijah. Well, you'll never see. That's one thing. Nick Fuentes hassling the female staff members.
No, because he'll never have a female staff member.
No, because of his convictions. So that's why. So that's good for him. But yeah, so that's my dream is I have enough money so I could have like a scandal and I have to go into rehab and something. Don't they all do that in rehab? All the celebrities going to rehab.
A lot of them do.
Recovery. I want to do the recovery bit. So I've had to go in recovery, and I could start using that therapy talk they do.
Yeah, like that Bachelor guy.
Yeah, like the Bachelor guy. Maybe I'll start crying more on camera and show the sensitive
I
side.
wonder what people would think if you did just break down in tears.
They would assume I'm trolling, and they would be right. So yeah, I just I don't know. I just find life to be funny. Not that I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's sad things, but I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, when you're on an absurd thing like the Bachelor show where you give a stupid rose, they have all those reaction shots and all that. To me, it's just high comedy. I don't know if I could take it seriously. I'll just laugh at it.
Well, Rock of Love was high comedy, and it's
but they that was actually more fun because they embraced it as such. They didn't try to take it over seriously.
Right.
And I don't know. A lot of these people are just, I don't know.
The Flava Flav one was funny too.
That the black one? I didn't see that. Yeah.
He took, this girl was all excited. And she's like, yeah, we're going to go to his favorite restaurant. And I'm just so excited. I'm going to eat some kind of like 5-star meal. Yeah. And then they pull up to the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm not even kidding. It was so funny.
That'd be like going out with like a Donald Trump and he takes you to McDonald's or something.
Oh yeah. Well, he liked fast food.
Oh, Trump does. Yeah. He loves fast food. Yeah. McDonald's and all that. So yeah, I can eat every once in a while. I get like an urge. It's an American thing. It's in our DNA. Every once in a while you get an urge for the McDonald's, even though it's not good and you feel gross afterwards. It's just has an appeal. Every once in a while you can just really have like a Big Mac, fries, and a Coke.
I used to work at McDonald's when I was like 19. Me and Mosca both worked at McDonald's, and we ate like every meal at McDonald's.
They get tired after a while.
But we'd have to make our own like meals after a while.
Well, how did you stay so skinny when you? Because
I didn't eat like 24/7. You can eat junk food and still be skinny.
Well, that is actually true.
If you don't like, you have to like get up and move around, and you can't eat like all day.
No, that is something that gets a lot of people mad, but you can eat like sweets or whatever as long as you don't eat a lot of food.
Right.
Like in Europe, they're not as big as us, but they eat chocolate and stuff. So it's not like you have to, you can't eat a candy bar.
Well, I eat chocolate. I eat sweets. And it's like,
I know. That's another thing.
I'm up on my feet like 6 hours a day.
There's an element in the right wing that's, you can never eat a candy bar, remember?
I would never fit in with the so-called right wing.
I don't know.
Because it's just like, I like to watch movies. I like music. I like things that the Jays
Someone produce. You said mad at us because we went to California?
Yeah, I saw somebody. I wanted to know why you would ever take me to, or why you would ever go to California.
Why would you do that?
I said because Sasha made him or something like that. I kind of giggled. It was his idea, actually. I brought it up before a couple of years ago, and I got shot down in flames, and so I was never going to bring it up again. I figured if I had to go, I would just take myself there. And then you brought it up.
Yeah, I went ahead and took her. So what the heck?
I liked it. I thought the weather was nice, and I liked it.
That was actually one of my favorite road trips of my life. We had a really great time. It was epic, and it's just one of those road trips. We saw a lot of interesting characters.
We were gone for a long time. There was a guy at Denny's in like New Mexico, and he was all like twitching his head.
Yeah, he was
just
crazy,
like
man. Yeah.
And like Paul wanted to charge his phone, and he was just like, "Go sit over there. That's where the phone charger is." Well, I have to go to the bathroom, and I saw that guy, and that I was gonna have to sit right next to that guy. I just stayed at the booth.
Next to that
Paul
guy.
wanted me to go just sit right next to this weird guy that was spazzing out in Denny's in the middle of the night.
You see weird people. It's like at a truck stop, basically. You see a lot of weird people there.
You saw that weird homeless lady that wanted to use my phone in Anaheim.
Yeah. A homeless woman that came up to Sasha, "Can I borrow your phone?" It's like, yeah, no, we're not that stupid. yeah. Let me give you our phone. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So yeah,
I like to travel, and I like movies, and I like junk food, and what's the point of living if you're going?
Well, I've always said this, and a lot of people don't maybe disagree, but I think the best way to help to change the culture of the people is not to be so isolated from everything. Because if you end up such a weirdo that you never see a movie, you can never go to California, you know what I mean? Right. You can never do anything except prepare for Armageddon.
Right.
You come across as just really weird.
Right.
Know? So,
and you have to be able to kind of relate to people if you're talking to people that aren't aware of the shit going on.
I'm pretty good at that.
I am too.
That's like I was able to deal with Jim Goad pretty good because I can find common ground to people.
But he's not like not to interrupt, but he's not. I don't consider him like he understands what's going on.
No, I'm just saying with him and religion, we had
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
And so I can find common ground with people. I know how to work. I'm pretty good at that. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
understand why people didn't like him. Like you guys said, I
I
like him a lot. His
I like
books are so
interesting
funny.
people. Someone suggests I should get Owen Benjamin on, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a hold of him.
I doubt he'd go on my show.
He
He'd be
might.
kind of
He
fun.
went on Chrissy Mayer's show.
Yeah.
You should get him on.
Yeah, it'd
You'd
be
have to
fun.
probably do it on Rumble, but
Of
I
course
think
I
he does
would.
his stuff on Rumble too.
Because he's kind of obsessed about that one topic, right?
I don't know. I think he talks about a lot of stuff. I
Does he?
know Brando likes him,
All right.
or he listens to him.
Maybe I will ask him to get on. So
It'd be
that'd
somebody
fun.
different. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
He was in Hollywood too. You could even ask him about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, he was he engaged to Christina Ricci?
He was.
She wasn't a bad looking one either.
No, I always liked Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
She was in Casper.
Yeah.
And Mermaids. I remember the first time I saw her in a movie was Mermaids. That was her first movie with Cher and Winona Ryder.
I always thought she was pretty.
Who?
Winona Ryder.
Yeah, I like Winona Ryder.
I know her ethnicity, but she was still pretty.
Well, it's Hollywood.
I know.
Most of the people you're going to talk about are probably like her to some degree.
That ethnicity, they can be really cute when they're young, but boy, they look like witches when they get old. I don't know what it is. It's a metamorphosis. You know what I mean, though. I think she's a German. That's what I mean. So I'm just in case YouTube's listening.
Well, she's in the new Beetlejuice. See, my
Yeah, but
thing
she's
is,
an old
did they
woman
give
now.
them? She's not that old. She's like 50, I think. She's like around Brandon's age, I think.
She's too old to date Mick Jagger.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Or who's that guy that always dates women under 24?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. Yeah.
He didn't age that well either.
He doesn't have to. He's got money. All right. That was a good show tonight.
It was.
So thank you guys.
Oh,
Can we
wait.
get another one?
You didn't read that one.
Can you read that for me?
Yes. V. Elizeld. I don't know how to say it. Thank you. Just stumbled upon you. I love being from the same wood. I know it takes a lot of work to be where you are.
Love being from the same. Do they mean the same area of the country?
Maybe.
Sasha? I know it takes a lot of work to be where you are. Meaning the show. This show we don't do any work on. Actually, this is our just goof
Well,
off
once
show.
in a while, you might say, "Why don't we talk about whatever?"
Yeah.
Like you really wanted to talk about Dune, and I didn't know shit about Dune, so I just sat here and you took callers because all the guys like to hear about
I
Dune.
know.
That's
But
like
thank
a
you.
kinship
Thank
with
you for
guys.
that.
Star Trek and Dune.
Vince James. Yeah, maybe I'll get Vince James on. Someone suggest him.
Yeah, I mean, why not get different people on?
Yeah. Or
I think you should get Jared back on too. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Too bad you couldn't get him to do Night Owls. I would like to talk to him about things other than like race. It'd be funny to talk to him about
we had him on about his Japanese book, and he really loved it because
Mhm.
he's never people don't interview him about that stuff, and that was fascinating dealing with other stuff.
Well, wouldn't it be fun to bring him on and ask him about what movies and books he likes
Yeah.
to read? Like, I think it would. It's something different because you already know all the stories. I know how he got like, racially conscious and all that.
Yeah, I get
Like,
tired.
I've heard
of
the stories
those
over and
questions,
over.
Yeah.
It's always nice to hear new stories, and
It
like
is.
it'd just be kind of neat to hear like what kind of movies did you
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah,
I don't know
that could be.
what he was like when he was a teenager and stuff like that. Because you never think of him as like a teenager or a young guy
Yeah.
because he's been around for so long.
Did we get one for K-Max there?
Oh yeah, we did.
Could you read that?
Yeah, K-Max, thank you. I did a Gen Z trivia game and everything was TikTok. Was that an app that made no sense to you? What's the appeal? I've seen TikTok. I actually downloaded it and I uninstalled it on my phone because I don't know. I think it's just there to kind of ruin your attention span.
Yeah, people say it's very addictive and it seems to read your mind because it has an algorithm and knows what you like. So let's say if you like kittens, then you'll just constantly get kitten videos, I guess.
But I've heard people say it messes up their attention span too, where you
Yeah.
get a shorter and shorter attention span. Because that seems like something I've noticed with younger people that grew up on the internet. You're used to getting everything like.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? I wasn't paying attention. That's domestic abuse. You saw that domestic abuse. We got it on video.
Oh, Base 04 sent one too. Thank you. Owen said he's toning down the outrageous stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting older
Well,
too.
he could be outrageous. I'll be on Rumble with him. I'm not going to put it on YouTube.
Right. It's probably best just to do
Yeah, I did.
Rumble
I did
anyway.
Jim Goat on YouTube because I thought it'd be a kind of non-political interview. But then he started over and over doing, and I love Jim Goat, but he started the F word.
I told you I thought you knew. Like, I would never put Jim just on YouTube because then he's gonna have to censor the way he talks. Remember?
And it was weird because he kept saying the F word. I'm like, well, the guy you work for, counter currencies, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
No, I forgot what the hell I was gonna say.
Oh, about Jim Goat or Owen Benjamin or
it was about
the
Jim
F
Goat,
word.
I think. I don't remember now.
Have you ever said the F word?
Here. Yes, I have.
Yes, we do all the time.
My best friend is one too, and he says it all the time.
Yes. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So, yeah, it's been a fun show tonight, though. Thank you guys. It's our goofy show. I kind of like our goofy show. Let me make sure we got everything.
I think you got everything.
And as always, if we miss it, we'll catch it to, we'll get it later. And thank you, VE, for joining. I'm glad you stumbled onto us. And be sure, guys, to like and subscribe and pass it on to your friends. And Sundays are a different vibe show. A lot of people prefer Sunday show.
Yeah.
So some people, they always have mean comments like, I don't want to hear about movies or whatever. I'm like, well, you got the wrong show then. Right?
Yeah, well, because you do a political show, like 5 days a week?
Yeah, so. I do a political show Monday through Friday.
Right.
So, yeah, this is just a non-political show. I mean, we could discuss politics a little bit on here, but not much, really.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Most of the people I know that used to follow politics a lot, they've all kind of like stepped out, like Moska and Brandon both. They follow like I do, but they don't like follow like
it can get.
They got
yeah,
like
it can get too depressing if you just get too down on it. I try to keep things positive. I mean, there's depressing things you got to talk about, but you got to keep it in perspective. And I'll tell one political thing here as an example, because you remember when I told you why everything, Iran attacked Israel.
Yeah.
And all the people were hyping on this is World War III and all that. And I told Sasha, that's not. They're just doing a retaliation raid based on the Israeli, But everyone, they escalate everything so fast and they get so freaked out about everything.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Or like you were talking about Jim Goad saying the F word a bunch. And remember when he was on JF show years ago?
Yeah.
And he was talking about some lady, and he was trying to like police his language and stuff. And he was like, "Well, can I say she had a big nose? You remember that?"
Yeah.
And he ended up getting mad, and he's like, "Jim Gold, I'm kicking you from the call." You remember that? And that's just like that's what I don't want like to happen like on your show or whatever. So I just put him on Rumble, but he wouldn't do like. I don't think he really said anything bad on Jeff's show. He was just super paranoid about his YouTube channel. Because that's back when you didn't know what you could say.
It's so funny because he got so paranoid he deleted his own YouTube channel anyway. So
it's kind of funny.
I'm sorry, guys. I have kind of the sniffles. And no, I'm not doing cocaine. I've never done cocaine like that, sniff cocaine. So it's just that's what it is. So.
Oh, did you read this one?
No.
I don't think you read this one. Please elaborate upon this heartless bastard. Do you truly identify as such? The heart and love is important. Never forget the heart.
No, right. There's always a little bit of truth in humor, right? But not always. So no, I think. Do I have a heart?
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah. So
the way you treat the dog and everything, like you really love that dog. The dog was sitting on the couch earlier, and he said something. He said, "Hey, baby." And I think he's talking to me, and I look over and he was talking to the dog.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the dog.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is the dog your girlfriend now?
No, I mean, I don't get into this. These guys that we're watching that Golden Bachelor, he cries every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I just don't get that.
Oh, so. Wing IT Productions, he's really good. You guys should sub to him too. Your shit doesn't show up half the time on my YouTube either. I don't understand what happened. Wing IT stuff. And some people like their stuff just doesn't show up, and then other people are just like bam, bam, bam with videos. It is an Empire Strikes Back glass from like the 80s. King from Burger King.
I want to see like the original Star Wars with Sasha, but she always puts that off. I don't think she likes it.
The first one is not my favorite. I said we could just skip to Empire Strike. The first one just kind of corny.
I just want to do like a Star Wars marathon.
We should, if we don't have to watch the new ones.
No, I don't like the new ones.
Yeah.
I don't consider that part of the canon.
The only one I liked that was newer was the one that came out in 2005. It was like the second batch of Star Wars movies that came out. And it was the one where he turned into Darth Vader and he was all evil and he killed all those kids and everything. Do you remember that one? I don't remember what it was called, but it was pretty good. It looked like a decent one.
This new one they're working on is going to suck because it's a female director that she likes to make white men uncomfortable. So yeah, it's going to be.
Well, you know they're going to suck, and they don't even try to get just people they think would be cool for the parts. Now it's like a checklist.
Yeah,
everything just seems so generic now and like not authentic. I can imagine these directors in the 70s, they wanted to make all these really good movies. You couldn't do that now. You would have to run everything through so many things. Like, do you have a Chinese person? Do you have a gay person? Or do you have a female? Do you have, you know what I mean? It's just like.
Well, did you see that new Romeo and Juliet?
Yes.
The new Romeo and Juliet, they have that black woman with a mustache.
I heard you mention it, but I didn't actually see what she looks like.
But gosh, she's ugly.
Well, Snow White and all of them are like minorities now.
I wonder if it's probably, I don't know if I can find it on Twitter because someone did a comparison of the old Juliet to like the current one, you know, and I don't know if
the one from the 60s movie. We watched that when I was in.
Yeah, I mean, she was pretty. And then let me just see here. I'm just seeing if I have.
Man, you're on Twitter a lot.
I get paid. Not a whole lot, but I do get paid. I made I think I made $100. I just got paid $100. I didn't tell you that. That's
cool because you had that one tweet that kind of like a lot of people looked.
Yeah, I have a talent of getting people mad at me. So I don't know why that is, but I do. I've always had that talent. I don't try to get people mad at me, but I just say things that are true and people get mad because they know it's true. Let's see if I can't find it. I can't find it, but it really was kind of side by side picture of the two. I'm seeing if I can do that. Boy, that's not.
Don't worry. Can't you just?
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
You're talking about the Claire Danes Romeo and Juliet. I was talking about the one from the 60s, but I've seen that one too.
So, I mean, just compare. This is a new Juliet, and this was that one.
Claire Danes.
Yeah, I think the one on the right's a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, I think so too. Do people get mad at you for that?
I don't. Well, a lot of this. I think they do intentionally because they like to play the victim. They use her to try to get publicity,
right?
Because they know if they get some real butt ugly, gross thing, that they'll get a lot of people say it on the internet. Then they can play the victim, and then they can get publicity about it.
They probably do because they could find a nice looking black lady and not like that black lady.
But this girl's objectively really beautiful. I think, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is. I think I don't know. She's not.
Well, Claire Danes was on My So-Called Life. I used to watch that when I was in high school. It was only on for like one season. It was about edgy teenagers. You know, I guess you never saw it.
No, I didn't see that. Oh, we got like a $1 popped up here.
Oh, thank you. BRX, thank you. Sasha, how is your dad's house coming along? I'm pretty good. I worked for a long time yesterday. I was still sore from picking up all that stuff. But I got one room. I could probably finish it in maybe 2 more times, at least one room.
We need to do a video update.
We do. I keep saying we should do one.
Because you've made a lot of progress, so there's a lot of work still needs to be done.
I've been finding all this great 90s, all these great 90s clothes that I had. Yeah. And I had this awesome sweater. I'm going to keep it. It's like rabbits all over it. It's so 80s. Or early 90s, late 80s, whenever it was. I kind of wonder if it was my aunt's sweater because some of the stuff was my aunt's, but I've just been finding all these great old clothes. So it's always like every week I find something fun from my childhood or something. So it's kind of fun going through all this stuff.
Paul and Sasha sitting in the tree kissing.
Kissing. That's how you say.
But he misspelled your name. Most people do.
They do.
So.
Yeah, we got married. Carrie Cox said that we get married. We did. We got married in Vegas.
Did it count?
Yes.
It doesn't count in Vegas, so that's just.
It does count in Vegas.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Oh shit.
I guess you're screwed now, buddy.
I did. I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
think that was for real. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
we got
did.
married in Vegas.
Yeah, we're gonna have a party pretty soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a reception party. So
Yeah.
it was actually really nice. Well, even the wedding was nice. To be honest, I just liked it.
Yeah,
really
it was just me and Paul and a couple ladies.
Yeah, but it wasn't Elvis. It was nice. It really was.
No.
I liked it. So it was private, but that was
It
nice.
was. I liked
It
it.
was really nice. So
It was a good trip. I had such a great time.
it was a great time. It was a really just epic trip.
I'm
that's for sure.
itching to go somewhere else now.
I know. I am too. So
I guess the next big thing is Frightmare Weekend.
Mm-hmm. Do we have to do anything this weekend?
Nope.
Oh yay!
Well, we're gonna go to see that Civil War movie, right?
Oh yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna.
And
see
maybe
this
I'll
somewhere.
go see the ballerina girl movie too.
Sasha's like my social calendar. She keeps me up to
All
date
we do
what
is
we
go
have.
to the movies.
Well, we go. No, we
Me
don't. We
and
do a
Brandon
lot
go
of
to the
stuff. We
movies.
do a lot of stuff. We
Not around here usually. There's not.
no,
much
we
to
go out
do.
drive places and do things.
Yeah, once in a while. That's the season for that though. Right now, it's 80s prom season.
You say once in a while, but every weekend we have something booked. We have like a game night book. We have a party book. We have something.
Party.
Booked.
I don't ever get invited to parties. If we have a party, it's like
we're having one, that reception.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah,
I thought you meant we got invited to parties.
No, but we have game nights and everything else. So.
Yeah, we just started that back up though.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Usually, like what we have to do is clean the house. I have to put stuff on eBay.
Yeah, and I mow.
Come here and unpack stuff.
I'm the
and then
mower.
it's time to go back to work, and then I go through it all again. But because my goal is to try to get the house clean by the end of the year, or by the time I move in here full time.
We got to decide what to do with all that.
I think I can get it done.
We got a lot of stuff too because you have a lot of cars too. We got to figure out what to do.
Yeah, I got to get rid of the cars,
trucks, you name it. So
yeah, my dad was very sentimental. He didn't like to get rid of stuff.
Sasha has like 11 cars there.
Something like that.
We don't even know. It's just massive. So yeah, it's just,
mostly just junkers though.
Yeah, they're in not good shape. Some are pretty good shape. Mm-hmm. They just need maybe get charged up and air.
Oh, somebody in the chat said Civil War wasn't that good. Well, see, part of me almost would rather go see the ballerina vampire movie, but I know Paul wants to go see Civil War.
We just got the.
We should let Brando break.
I got the glowing review in Gumroad. So.
Well, we're getting a not so glowing review on the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should ask Brandon to pick the movie. We'll say we can either go see Civil War or we can go see Abigail and see what he says. And I have a feeling we're going to go see Abigail.
Well.
I don't know. He might want to see Civil War. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to see that new Godzilla movie too. I missed the last one and everyone said it was really good. Godzilla -1.
It's too bad we didn't get that Cade picture together. So.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap up here because you know who always gets tired. That's good. Yeah. I have my show tomorrow, guys. So be ready for that. Right. I'll be up early, prep for that. I have to mow a lot every day now because I got behind. I can hardly get through it.
Right.
So everything.
I think we got everything.
Sasha's got 2 songs. What are your 2 songs?
Whatever I want, and then you're supposed to pick something.
Whatever I want. Okay.
Right.
That's good. So that was Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that. Yes. I'll get her a good one, or I don't know. Maybe I should do.
No, we'll probably go see Civil War. We'll probably see both. I'm gonna go see both. I have like an AMC Stubbs card.
So well, and someone was real nice and gave us a gift card to AMC. Yeah. So that was nice. So yeah, we're still doing that. Oh, by the way, we have a lot of stuff. We want to thank a lot of people. We got to get going on that too.
Yeah.
So thank you, a lot of people that have sent stuff, and we're getting.
Yeah, like we got this recently, and it's really pretty too.
And we have our PO box. We'd love to get stuff there. So. That's good.
It's PO Box 8093, Fayetteville, Arkansas 72703.
So getting back to Mick Jagger, but have you found it weird at 36 having sex with an 80-year-old?
Yes. Yes. Would you?
Ooh.
I had this friend, and he was an older guy. He was like in his 50s. And he said he had a woman that he slept with that was in her 80s.
Yes.
But he slept with her when he was like 20, and it was his friend's mother. And she was like 50 and he was 20. And so he said he was still sleeping with her after all these years. And he said 18 to 80. Like he didn't give a shit.
Wow.
Like He said she still looked good for 80. I don't know. Some people do. I don't think Mick Jagger does. I'm trying to think of anybody that's like kind of attractive for 80. Boy, I'm drawing a blank.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, he's. Yeah.
You don't want Joe to sniff you?
Joe looks like he belongs in a nursing home, really.
Wouldn't you like to be sniffed by him?
No, ew, it's creepy.
Yeah, he took a shower with Ashley's 14-year-old daughter. Isn't that weird?
It's gross.
Yeah. So, he's an odd one.
He is. Okay,
All right.
You ready?
We're having like the longest goodbye here. We keep saying we're going to go by. I had to just demonstrate it, but do you hate people? There's certain people that when they say goodbye, it takes them like 40 minutes to finally get the fuck out. Have you ever been around people like that? Yes. And it's like, okay, you said goodbye. Keep going. So this time we mean it for real. Goodbye. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.